episode of All Wings Considered is brought to you by food dispensers. If you give a man a crate of luxury food, he'll eat for a day. But if you give a man a food dispenser, he'll dispense food indefinitely. Now, here's Ben and me.
Hey everybody, welcome to what we hope is a new episode of All Wings Considered. Fingers crossed. Apologies for the late start and the several bad URLs. I'd love to explain what just happened here, but I have no idea.
It was a series of crazy events, starting with the keyboard.
Yes, first our USB hub seemed to die. We lost our keyboard and mouse. I rebooted. Windows decided to update. Then connection wasn't connectoring, and
then there were a lot of URL changes.
There were a lot of URL changes. But we're live here. We're all fine now. How are you? Anyway, hey everybody.
No time to wait for an answer.
No time. I'm Ben Loaf-Lesnick, and I am joined this week by a very special co-star. Mr. Jason Dunderall McHale is out of the office today. He's off hiking.
Doing outdoor things.
Doing, man stuff, and we are not. But let us know if the stream explodes or implodes or anything. We've had terrible weather here. There were like 7 tornado warnings today, and it's been a mess.
I think we might have just dropped some frames, but...
Okay, that's not good.
But we seem to be chugging along now.
All right. I'm going to monitor our stream. Everything looks good here.
Okay. We have a beautiful, healthy baby stream.
All right. Yeah, there's something odd about our connection, and hopefully it will not continue being terrible.
Yeah, I think it's just weather related, probably.
Okay.
But looks good now, so.
All right. And now my windows are crazy, so I'm looking for my outline for the day, and it's just a bad scene here. So how was your week?
Pretty good. How was your week?
Not too bad. Busy work week, so I did not have a crazy amount of time for Wing Commander stuff, but I managed a couple of features for us for today.
It's exciting. It was a short week because Monday was Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah, and your mom was here.
Yeah, my mom was here for the weekend, so we had a lot of momming going on. Mom visits are good, and then, like 3 days is a good amount of mom time. Yeah, that's just the right amount of mom, so it was good.
All right, well, let's hit up the slideshow, Afterburner slideshow.
All right.
Ready? Whoosh! All right, welcome to the Afterburner slideshow, the part where I act like one of those conspiracy guys in the 90s and just show off random Wing Commander stuff we've been thinking about. Mm-hmm. Before we get to the actual Afterburner slides, I should mention that one thing that came in just today is that GOG is holding their annual summer sale. We're not sponsored by GOG or anything like that, but if you're going to buy digital copies of Wing Commander, it's one of the two places. Anyway, all their Origin titles, including the entire Wing Commander series for the PC, is 75% off. So if for some reason the 12 people who are watching the weekly Wing Commander streaming show do not actually own copies of Wing Commander series...
I don't, personally.
Okay, well...
maybe you might have sent them to me.
I probably did.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I do. Well, I was going to start tonight with something I saw on Twitter that I had never seen before. Mm-hmm. And here it is. This is a print advertisement for Intel from 1994, which features a pre-release screenshot from Wing Commander 3. One of those Twitter accounts that just tweets old magazine ads tweeted it. And I was surprised because I had never seen this. I'm familiar with the ad campaign. In 1994, Intel spent $80 million trying to promote the new Pentium processor. Mm-hmm. It was kind of that first jump from, iterative technology is a cool thing for nerds, to we're going to make Pentium a lifestyle brand. Mm-hmm. It was this jump from 486 to Pentium. There's so much branding in there. So they had this massive print and TV ad campaign where they work with a a couple different studios. I think all of them associated with Electronic Arts, Origin, the guys who did System Shock, and so on. And they would have ads like this. I'd never seen one with Wing Commander, but I had seen this, which is the TV spot that aired in prime time back then.
Okay, if I move back from the sun, that's the Earth, and the moon, that's about the same. Let's see how far Saturn is.
That's what's cool. You're inside the computer, and LeVar Burton is telling us about how amazing the Pentium processor is. This kid's doing his homework using Redshift, inside your PC. Planetarium program at the time.
The Intel Pentium processor.
And then he somehow jumps effortlessly to Wing Commander 3, including ships that are much higher resolution than are actually in the game. So a strange confluence of Wing Commander, LeVar Burton, Intel, kids, somehow getting the phrase "the Kilrathi sector" in a primetime advertisement. So good stuff all around. And if you look around out there, you'll see a lot of those ads with like Pacific Strike, Wings of Glory, the non-Wing Commander games Origin was doing that year, got a lot more press. So yeah, that was the first thing.
Music Guru says there were a few Wing Commander posters that advertised the Pentium.
Yes, especially in Europe. The Electronic Arts UK, France, Germany edition of Wing Commander 3 actually came with a poster that was the Wing Commander 3 poster, and it was like, this release screams with Pentium. I'm sure we have one of those around here somewhere, but I don't know where. So I'm going to next follow up with some of the stuff we talked about last week, the various call-outs and things we were going to look into and get back to you about. First of all is the Privateer 2 VDUs, which I had never put this all together before, and I was pretty excited to find it. Last week we looked at the original Privateer VDUs, and we saw all the different possible options for a pirate, for a mercenary, for whoever. And I didn't even know how Privateer 2 did it. I'd never really paid attention to it. I knew that they were static instead of animated, and that kind of annoyed people at the time. But I didn't know exactly what they were, because you'll communicate with any random ship and you'll see something up in the corner. Sometimes it's like a blank screen, sometimes it's like a person's face, and what I found was kind of interesting. They are indeed divided by faction, and I have created these little sprite sheets for each one, which I will share on the internet after this if folks want to look through them. This first one is the 18 wingmen. 18 or 19 wingmen. 19 wingmen, which apparently each have a VDU image, which I didn't know. They match their database entries. Next up, these are the possible cargo pilots. And it's not clear what any of these are from. I suppose they're probably actors from the film shoot, the headshots that they turned into this, but it's very odd. Here are the 4 neutral ones. If you communicate with a transport or just a random NPC, these are the ones you see. Like I remember seeing these a whole bunch, I guess, because they're the common ones you see all the time. This one is that's the NPCs for special missions. Like there's Louisa Phillips up in the corner, Melissa Banks in the middle. Whenever you have some mission where you interact with a special pilot, some distinct character. That. Here are the CIS pilots, but most interesting of all, the various pirate clans, which is I think what started us all talking in the first place, all have distinct, weird alien sets of things. So here are the Tritians, who are supposed to be cyborgs, and they are crazy, weird monster guys. Here are the Chinchilla, who are supposed to be humans, who are just like politically obnoxious. Here are the Kihewans, who are career criminals, and again, it's almost all people, except for that weird one at the end. And the Papagod, who are supposed to be mutants, and it seems to be just people wearing some kind of... It looks like the guy from Spaceballs, the Chewie parody, the John Candy character. In different poses. Finally, here are the Kindred, which are the ones that set up all those issues with the Privateer 2. Remember a couple weeks ago we looked at the Privateer 2 QA manual, and it had this advice for the QA people working at Origins, like, oh, if somebody writes in to complain about the VDU images that don't have a face, you tell them the other person's ship is malfunctioning, and that's these ones. That's all Kindred. So if they had known better how their game worked, they could have just said, oh, that's what the Kindred are like.
Trillian asked, are these actors or just random staff?
I believe it's a mix. The wingmen are a mix of just random people who are around the office and developers. I think that a bunch of the others, especially the weird aliens, are people who were at the film shoot. Just the headshots scanned in. But I'm not 100% certain. Although I do know that the wingmen are mostly folks we know from the development team. And then going one further, I happened to look up the different factions in the official guide, and for most of them, there's an example picture that matches whatever group it is, except for 2. The Chirichian cyborgs get this weird thing that is not in the game, but it does seem to be like a Doctor Who-esque cyborg, and the Papagods get some kind of space owl.
Wow.
Which, again, is not one of the selections in the game. But there you go. Space Owl. You heard it here first.
It's pretty good.
Also, following up from last week, we had this talent chart of the different talents from Privateer and the other games that reuse the model. And one of the questions was, are the stats the same for all 3 versions? And I said at the time, no, I don't think they are, but we'll have to check. And that was an opportunity to make a spreadsheet. And here that spreadsheet is.
You love making spreadsheets.
I do love making spreadsheets. So here you go. Interestingly, the retro Talon has a totally different armament. Lasers and mass drivers instead of mass drivers and a particle cannon. You really don't notice that when you're playing the game. It also it does not have the heat-seeking missile. It has a single dumbfire, but its shields are better than the pirate or the militia versions. And you can see that the armor is slightly different in different versions, with generally the militia version being better armored and the other 2 less so. It's interesting design choices, and I don't necessarily know why they were made, but now that we know they're there they are. I also last week had promised to walk through the different Privateer 2 missiles and talk about them. Because in general, I think every Wing Commander fan knows the basic Wing Commander missiles. Dumbfire, Heat Seeker, Image Recognition, Friend or Foe. But there's not such an understanding of the missiles in Privateer 2 because they're very different. It's not the same rubric expanded like in so many other games. So I have here... First of all, here's a chart, which I did not make. I took it from the official guide. The thing about Privateer 2 missiles is that they are essentially all image recognition missiles. And as you upgrade through them, except with the exception of a couple of the specialty missiles, which we'll look at in just a second, what you're paying more for is more damage, more speed, more maneuverability. So it's basically a whole line of IR missiles instead of different trackers. And we can just look at them real quick here. This is from lowest to highest damage. The Snipe missile is the basic. Brute missile, Brute Mark II, and look at the textures on these. They and these only appear in the store. They appear in flight in the store, but you don't see them in flight. So it's a pretty cool amount of detail. Python, again, just image recognition missile, but a better one. Then there's the Disruptor missile. This one takes out enemy, I want to say shields, but I'm going to check to make sure. No, this is the speed. So this is a missile that takes down enemy speed for 5 to 10 seconds. It basically stops the ship in its tracks when you hit it. And the Banshee missile takes down shields for 5 to 10 seconds. The Proximity missile is the similar to the Mace, but it's an IR missile, so it targets and it just has a large blast radius. So if there are other ships around, whatever you're hitting, they will also take damage. And this one only unlocks when you get to a particular news broadcast about these missiles coming on the market. And finally, there are 2 torpedoes, which also use standard missile also use standard missile slots, and they target the same way. The torpedoes in Privateer 2, they're slower, but they will target a civilian ship or a capital ship. So there's the Stingray and the Hellraiser. And that is our very quick guide to Privateer 2 missiles, because we keep seeing them in the Privateer 2 ship section. All right, so we have my wife co-hosting today instead of Jason, and I figured we would do kind of a listicle that's more appropriate for us than it is for him. You want to introduce it?
Yes. Is this the kissing videos?
Kissing videos, yes. So, when you're a teenager and the game has to reward you with something, one thing it can do is, you get the girl. There's this point in Wing Commander 2 where you and Angel get together, and it's like a reward for the player, which probably doesn't necessarily fly today, but that is kind of how it would have worked at the time. Mm-hmm. So I have, and you have that appear a couple times, and you have a couple of incidental story things. So I have taken all the videos of your character kissing somebody from the games. I'm going to show them to Allie, and we're going to rank them.
Jeez.
So here first from Wing Commander 2, the famous one, is the scene of Blair kissing Angel. And that's 2 seconds. That seems like nothing. But the rotoscoped video being included in the game there's like 3 or 4 sequences that do that. There's Angel hitting Jazz. There's, I don't even know what else. The intro with the Karathi walking up. It was really, that was your first dip into full motion video where they shot actual actors and they painted over them and made it look like a cartoon. And there were so few scenes like that. It was a special thing to get to that point in the game.
What's my ranking based on? Just general.
The
aesthetics of how it looks.
Yeah, give me your general thoughts.
Okay. Also, was that modeled after Chris Roberts?
Yes. Good eye. Look at that. That is
that might lose my vote just because it's a little weird. But
no, okay. that is Chris was the model for that.
I mean, that's kind of an aggressive kissing style.
Okay. And
but I'm not. I'm not like it's okay. It's surprisingly aggressive.
Well, next up we have Special Operations 1, the kiss with Minx. This is again a very short one.
Oh, so there's more Chris Roberts.
No, that's not Chris Roberts.
Oh, I mean that also looks like Chris Roberts.
I think it's hand painted for this one. It's not actual.
Can I see that one more time?
Yes.
I mean, that one's cute because she's, leading the charge there.
Yes, although it's not wanted, so.
Oh, well.
Not as
Then
cute.
we're just going to get that out of there. That's not cool at all.
And so that's the end of our cartoon kisses.
Okay.
Wing Commander 3 has, here we go. Here's the flashback to the full motion video version of Angel.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Just forever?
I mean, this looks like 80s romance novel.
We should do a dialogue.
Oh my. That was a little too corny for my taste.
All right. Now, Wing Commander 3 features an entirely ridiculous thing that would, again, not fly today in any way, where you have to choose between 2 ladies to be your love interest.
Okay.
And the point in the game where you make this choice is it's at the end of the game and you've gotten over your girlfriend's death and you're ready to move on, which, again, frustrated a lot of people. Even 13-year-old me was like, no, I don't want that. But you have to choose between Ginger Lynn and Jennifer McDonald, and it's literally choosing between them because they're both sitting at the bar next to each other.
Well, that's how life works.
It is, and because of how you could do it, you pick the one you want to talk to, and then they'll say yes or no. Basically, there's 4 different kisses between these 2, depending on how you play it. And at first, I was just going to do 2 of them, and then I realized if I don't show all 4, who is? So here's Flint, your initial kiss.
I think it means every moment has to count.
Oh, she is not feeling that. Wow.
Oh, you were right. We've wasted too much time already.
It's amazing how young Mark Hamill looks in retrospect.
A lot of kissing going on here.
All right, but what if we went the other way and we're like, oh, let's talk to Rachel first and kiss her?
Are we going to expand upon that moment? Are we going to kick in the afterburners here? There's a lot more thrust in those jets than I imagined.
There was more passion in that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a better vibe there.
Okay, now if we say, if we go to Rachel, we're like, no, I'm not interested, and then we go to Flint.
So where's that leave
There's
us?
this one.
I must be out of my mind. I grew up with nothing but pilots. Deep down, you're all creeps.
Don't forget, you're a pilot too.
Oh, well, then I guess we deserve each other.
In retrospect, it's a little creepy to just sit here and watch people kissing.
Yeah, especially when you're the boss. I mean, if it's the character, I mean.
Uh-huh.
And last but not least, it's not the last kiss, but it's the last one of these four. This was the height of interactive video.
I mean, I don't know if it's because of her alternate career, but it's much more believable.
I think she's a great actress.
No, she
honestly.
is. I just felt like it felt like there was real chemistry there.
All right, well, let's look at two weird kisses from Privateer 2.
Oh, great.
Should argue the point.
He's also
very orange.
Unfortunately, this video is not great quality. This is actually much better quality than is in the game, but it's still VHS blurry.
That's very nice of him.
This is a Tevessa Ames, the senator's daughter you can rescue, and then as a reward, she kisses you.
Sounds like fun.
And it's Clive Owen.
It's Clive Owen in his first international role.
Oh my god, what a horrible kiss. Oh my god.
But look, he turned off the window.
Wow. It just looked like there was something like blurred that you weren't supposed to see. That was really bad. Can we watch that again?
Yes.
That was awful.
He's also taken the liberty of looking into your past records. And he's going to ask the
believe
authorities
how bad that
to
was.
unfortunate plots.
That's very nice of him.
And I think I can find some more concrete ways to say thank you.
Just rub your faces all over each other. And that's all on him.
Mm-hmm.
That's him doing a terrible kissing job. Okay. Amazing.
See, people said this segment wasn't going to be compelling or interesting, and they were.
No, I'm into this.
Okay, now here's another Privateer 2. So we're gonna see Lev again.
Okay.
And this is his on again, off again fling, Melissa Banks. And I will say, without knowing anything about fashion, that her outfit in this scene is amazing. So here we go.
Is that her?
That's her.
Oh yeah, that outfit is pretty good.
Yeah, that is the fire emoji.
Have we been introduced?
You've introduced yourself. When you blew away those goons that were trying to ruin my day.
I'm sorry, which game was that from?
That's Privateer 2.
Privateer 2, okay.
The Darkening. And just
I mean, not an amazing kiss, but her outfit is really good.
And now I've got two from the movie, just to complete the catalog. By the way, if anyone else...
I've seen the movie more times than most people have, so...
Well, one is more times than most
I
people.
know, that's what I mean. I've seen it at least 5 to 6 times, I think.
So here is Master Matthew Lillard and Rosie Forbes in everyone's favorite scene.
You know, you make it all worth it.
Matthew Lillard was like the teen heartthrob that I never understood why.
I don't understand. I mean, he seems like a good actor, and he plays the obnoxious maniac character well, but...
He does.
Remember the briefing.
I don't understand the teen sex appeal of
I
him.
don't either. It seemed like he was just kind of stuck in there with the other teen actors.
You know what?
One thing you could see from just these scenes is, everybody's always like, why didn't they make the movie more like Wing Commander 3? But just from the camera angles and the resolution and the switching, there's such a jump in what goes into making a movie than the static, 3 angles in Wing Commander 3.
That was not a great kiss, I will say.
Okay. And last, here we go. Angel and Wing Commander movie at the very end.
Don't you die on me.
Freddie Prinze Jr., did you think he was a good teen heartthrob?
I remember going to see Freddie Prinze Jr. movies with my friends. I don't think that I was like, ooh, but, he's handsome. He was handsome at the time.
He's still handsome.
Why is everybody, crowded? Oh, I thought that thing behind them was a person, leaning in. One thing I really like from the Wing Commander movie are their, flight suits.
Yeah, they look good.
The costumes for the Wing Commander movie, I thought, were really cool.
All right, so which was the best kiss?
I'm going to go with the first ginger kiss.
Okay.
That we saw.
All right.
And aesthetic-wise, the second kiss that we saw, the unwanted from the lady...
From Minx?
I just like that aesthetic the most. That.
Okay.
I just really like the way that game looks.
Okay, cool.
But best kiss definitely goes to Ginger.
You heard it here first. Ginger Lynn, good at kissing.
Best kisser. Definitely, it just there was the most there was real, and then the worst one definitely goes to Clive Owen. That was awful, and he should feel ashamed.
I will tell him that.
Also very handsome.
Oh, he does feel handsome. He's old handsome now too.
Yeah.
See him in Valerian.
Was he in Valerian?
Yeah, he's like the bad guy military leader.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's time for the space news. Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Space News, the part of our show where we tell you the news from the last week at WC News. First up, we have this incredible Grickath, right? I'm going to learn how to do this sometime. This incredible Grickath right here, which has been rendered by Dark Sentinel. He surprised us with a rarely revisited ship, the Grickath from Wing Commander 2, also appeared in Wing Commander Academy, and there's a comparison to the original model. It's pretty neat. And that's all up on the forums if you would like to learn more. Next up, happy 16th birthday, Wing Commander Prophecy for the Game Boy Advanced, which is incredible. The 28th was the 16th anniversary of the Game Boy port of Wing Commander Prophecy, which is a game that I worked on myself. This was the first game I helped out with, so that was exciting and makes me feel very, very, very old. And lastly, we have another cool piece of Morningstar art, which is from TKD Robert. Anyway, something like that on DeviantArt, and it's again taking Klavs' fantastic Morningstar model, and this time if you put it in an asteroid base, and it looks really nice. All right, that's it for the space news. Now I know what you're wondering. Are we going to do the Privateer 2 Ship of the Week without Jason? The answer is yes.
Screw you, Jason. We don't need you for that.
He's going to be happy he didn't have to do this part of the song.
Oh yeah, I don't want to do this, actually.
That's what everybody says. This is the PR-03 Karnanen Heavy Fighter from Privateer 2. And we're doing this because it's hard to learn all the ships in Privateer 2 because they all feel the same when you're flying them.
Okay.
So we do this segment. It's an 18-piece segment, and we're on week 8 maybe. And we're introducing one ship each time. So this is the Karnanen Heavy Fighter. This is the cheapest, heaviest fighter in the game at 70,000 credits. And it just barely qualifies as a heavy fighter, I'd say. The name is a Google nope. You search for Karnanen and you will only find stuff from Privateer 2. So again, they've come up with a ship name that doesn't mean anything. It's part of the medium series of ships that includes the ones we've already seen, the Aurora, the Testmost, and the Gendavi, the Icarus, and the Pirate Cruisers, which we'll be talking about in 2 weeks. Here it is in its in-game model colors. And there's the VDU.
That's cute.
And stat-wise, it's a pretty big improvement over the over our previous Shaman. Shaman was the last one, I believe. 40 kps speed jump, 70 afterburner. It's more maneuverable by 10 to 15 DPS all around. It accelerates better, 65 kps squared. Shields are heavier, 700 units. Armor is heavier, 430 units. And it has a pretty nice array of components. 4 guns, 5 missiles, and 5 component mounts. Here it is for sale in the CCN booth. Its default guns for the NPC version is 4 mass ions, which is one of those special guns that it's harder to get in the game. So on the rare chance that you encounter them in a mission, they are killers. Default missiles, a snipe at level 3, a brute at level 3, a brute 2 at level 5, a python at level 7, and here's where it gets interesting because it's a heavy fighter. It also has a disruptor at level 9. And in terms of components, they leave 2 slots open, but we've got a decoy Mark II, a high-X mine at level 3. Decoy Mark II at level 1, a high-X mine at level 3, and a signal filter at level 5. That's kind of like the default NPC loadout for a capable ship. And here's the part that Jason makes fun of every time, so you can make fun of it if you want.
All right.
Just make fun of this right now.
Wow, this is really stupid. What does he make fun of?
Oh, these are the there's this database in Privateer 2 that lists it's kind of like the Galactopedia in Star Citizen, where it's just full of entries about everything, and you can look up the licenses of different ships.
Okay.
So I have this segment where I show out the couple of licenses of this particular ship with their original art, and he just makes fun of me for saying the numbers of the ship, basically.
I mean, that is pretty dorky.
So this is welcome to the Wink Meta Show. This is D674 467N. Travel anywhere in non-restricted Confederation space, 6 years service. E666 346W, same 11 years service. G734 435J, same 3 years service. And R677 241C, 2 years service. So no interesting bios. They're all just variations on a theme, different years of service. But I love seeing the different renders they have in the game of these guys. So to hell with you, Jason. We have a single wingman. This is Paetus Sturge. Paetus, Paetas. And he is one of the best wingmen in the game. He's connoisseur level. And basically his whole story is that he's good at being a wingman. And the portrait user for him is Mike Cottam, who is one of the artists on the game, who actually posts to the WC News forum occasionally. The Carnanan appears in 2 missions. The Good Time Gang mission we've talked about, where you are you have to choose between saving the gang or fighting them for the police. They've got 2 Carnanans, so they'll either fly with you or against you. And the Good Old Boys Haulage mission, another one we've talked about over and over for some reason. That's the one that turns out to be a front for mercenaries, and one of those mercenaries flies our Carnanan, so you have to fight that guy. And with that, we are going to turn off the slideshow and take a little ride in this thing.
Does the song happen after that?
The song happens after that, yeah.
I see. So I got time to prepare myself.
Okay. I'm going to load this. You know, it occurs to me I did not check our sound levels and all the craziness, so maybe I should turn down the audio. No, it's good there. Guys, let us know how the audio is. So here we are on Hades, sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to count the number of jumps we can make. First of all, let's take a look at the ship itself. There you go. Let's see if we can get the light. So for the record, we have made it 0 jumps so far. We already have some pirates inside.
Destination selected.
Okay, oh, there's a chinchilla skull. Those are pains. It's a spaceship that looks like a skull. Pretty spooky.
I've seen that on your.
Okay, we're at 1 jump.
Okay. Am I just keeping tabs?
Yeah, just keep
Tell me
tabs
the
on
jump? Okay.
the number of
We're
jumps.
at 1 jump, guys.
Another skull. These guns really do pack quite a punch, the 4 ions. But again, this is a ship that you almost certainly skipped because
Impact.
it's not super sexy looking, and it you want the nicer heavy fighter when you're at this point. The amount of money between the two is so insignificant. Your missiles. Okay, jump 2.
All right. It's 2 jumps, everybody.
3 jumps.
Great shot, Mary. Missile locked. Impact.
There's a Taken, the pirate fighter that looks like a taco. Another jump. Is it 4?
That's 4.
4, okay. 5.
Impact. Missile locked. Great shot, Mary. Missile locked. Forward armor. Critical impact.
Oh! Alright, 5 jumps. That's how far as we made it.
All right.
Alright, so that was the Karninen. I was actually pretty impressed with the guns.
I don't know anything about them, so.
I mean, I was impressed with how easy it was to kill the pirates compared to the previous cheaper ships we've flown. So I'm gonna call it a winner in my book.
How many weeks have you been doing this?
Well, let's check out the grid to see.
I didn't even know. I thought it was a good lead in there.
Yeah, so we unlock one every week, and we're gonna eventually fill in the whole grid.
Okay.
And we got to sing the song before we can do that.
That's unfortunate.
Do you know Drunken Sailor?
Yes, I know. No. What if I say no?
Then I'll teach it to you.
Yes, I know Drunken Sailor.
All right, there's the most ridiculous part of their show. The thing that we're really sorry we started doing 7 weeks ago. Oh, Privateer 2's got a lot of spaceships. Privateer 2's got a lot of spaceships. Privateer 2's got a lot of spaceships early in the morning. Chinchilla, get those skulls from an Aurora. Chinchilla, get those skulls from an Aurora. Chinchilla, get those skulls from an Aurora early in the morning. Shaman, she's a cheap little bastard. Shaman, she's a cheap little bastard. Shaman, she's a cheap little bastard. Early in the morning. Karnanen's got those tiny engines. Karnanen's got those tiny engines. Karnanen's got those tiny engines. Early in the morning. We did it, and that was their best singing yet. So here we go. Whoosh. 8. Week 8.
Wow.
Jason is gonna really regret that he's on a fun party trip instead of doing this.
Yeah, he's gonna regret going to those cool national parks.
Next week, we'll be looking at the PRO for Gendavi, so get ready for that. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different next. We're gonna do some privateer grinding and community interaction in just a little bit, but before we get there, we thought we would do something we're calling Star in a Reasonably Priced Morning Star, where we challenge our guests to the Wing Commander Academy Gauntlet. So,
I didn't know that I was going to be doing this. I don't know anything about this. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right.
I'm just putting that out there.
That's totally okay. That's just how life is.
Yep.
Anybody who judges you by your ability to play Wing Commander is...
I mean, I think I played a little bit of Wing Commander. I'm not good at it at all.
No, and remember the first time you played?
Yeah.
Back at the office?
Yeah, and Chris Roberts was standing right behind me.
Yes, he walked up behind her.
It was very awkward and not good. He was very nice about it, though. Mm-hmm. He didn't judge me. Maybe secretly. No.
Well, then I had him on. We did a live stream, and he did worse than you. So, so we are just going to switch seats so she can have all the cool stuff.
I get the comfortable chair.
Mm-hmm. I am going to. Well, first, let me pick your ship.
Why are you picking my ship?
Well, I'm going to offer you selections.
Okay.
So we've got the broadsword, saber, crossbow, ferret, rapier, epee, morningstar, wraith, and Drothek.
My first thought was saber.
Saber, all right.
Is that an okay choice?
It's an okay ship.
That doesn't sound very good.
It's got a bunch of guns, a bunch of missiles. I'm not a fan of the shields in the saber, but other people are.
What about the Drothek?
Drothek, that's a good one. That's a Kilrathi ship.
Yeah, that's got a cool look.
Okay, select that. Would you like a wingman? You could have Nun, Hobbs, Angel, Maniac, or Lightspeed.
What does my wingman do for me?
They just help you in the mission.
Do they actually help me, or do they just like show up?
No, they'll help you. They'll try to shoot down.
I mean, I'll go with Hobbs.
All right. Okay, so. By the way, we will have this full screen in just a moment. While we change seats, I'm going to play the Kilrathi Saga intro. It's movie magic behind the scenes right now. So we'll see you in 90 seconds.
I'll hold the chair. What do I use?
We got a joystick right there. You can put that helmet on if you want. I'll do the sound for you.
I honestly don't know what I'm doing.
That's all right.
I just use the joystick?
You just use the joystick and keyboard if you want to keyboard stuff.
Well, what does the keyboard do?
Tab will afterburner. G will change guns.
I honestly don't know what I'm doing.
That's okay. And it starts off really easy.
I mean, I don't even know what an afterburner does.
Basically, hold it next. It's like a burn recipe.
So I use tab for that?
Yeah, hold down tab when you want to do it faster.
Well, and what else does the keyboard do?
G will change your guns. C will communicate with your wingman if you want.
And I guess I just use this red thing to fire things?
You use the trigger.
This?
No, where your index finger.
Yeah, the red thing.
Yeah, red. Yeah. And when you're ready to go, just hit gauntlet up there in the corner with the mouse.
Oh, is it time to go?
Up to you, I think. I can't quite tell because we have it in full screen.
Oh. Well, I'll just click that.
All right, let's do it. Level 1, wave 1.
Oh, God. What do I have to do?
Kilrathi ships ahead.
Okay. How do I need to do anything?
Well, see, there's a bad guy.
Yeah.
You can fly around with a joystick.
But I don't need to do it. Oh, Jesus. I don't even know where that's coming from.
There's Hobbs.
Wait, Hobbs is
blue.
Okay.
The target's gonna be...
That?
Oh, Hobbs got him.
No, I got him. What do you mean?
Dishonor. Gilrathi ships ahead.
And what we were thinking of doing is have everybody take this challenge, and then we'll measure it like Top Gear.
Do I need to lock on him?
Yes, if you hit L, you can lock on him.
Okay, but now I've lost him.
There he is.
Oh, God. This is like a mom playing video games.
We'll do this a couple times, and you'll learn, and you'll get better. Oh, you hit him?
I don't know, maybe? This joystick is kind of beefy.
Yeah, it's realistic, they say. And if you want to hit G, you can change your guns to... There you go. Now you've got full guns.
Okay.
Do you fear death, human?
If you see that little dot in front of him, that's the place to aim.
Okay. Oops. Is that Hobbs? Sorry, Hobbs. Oh God, I keep hitting Hobbs. Oh, he's angry at me.
Oh. So you made it to level wave 2.
I mean...
Would you like to try again?
Yeah, I'll try again.
Okay. It's all for fun, by the way. Nobody out there is judging anybody. You know, the dumbest thing in the world would be to judge another human being for not being good at Wing Commander.
All right, what do I have to do here?
Hit create mission.
What am I using?
A user mouse.
What do I do? Wait.
I know you know how to use it. Create mission.
Okay.
And then just hit Gauntlet up in the corner.
Okay.
Gilrathi ships ahead.
What's my afterburner?
Tab.
Oh Jesus.
Probably want to hit G again to go to full.
Sorry, Hobbs.
He's fine.
He's making that "arrah" sound at me.
That means shit in karate.
Crikeys. This joystick is kind of just takes some getting used to.
Yeah, on an actual military aircraft, there's a lot of tension in the joystick.
Yeah, it hurts your arm.
Dishonor. Very impressive.
Got him.
Well, thank you, Hobbs. Good thing Hobbs is here. What would happen if I didn't have a wingman right now?
I feel like you would eventually have gotten him.
Yeah, because I have played this before and actually.
It's just a matter of getting used to it.
Yeah. I'll just do that thing where I just keep shooting until it hits something.
And if anybody out there is familiar with, if not familiar with Wing Commander Academy, basically the Gauntlet is a 15 or 45 wave 15 mission challenge, and it is very, very difficult to make it out of 6 or 7. So it seems like it's a good way to compare folks. We'll put Jason through this when he gets back. And then hopefully someday we'll have other guests. Chris Reed could come out here.
Sorry, Hobbs.
How was Hobbs hitting you?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think Hobbs just...
He swore at me.
You probably both hit him. You also have missiles, which you can fire by hitting Enter.
I guess I should be aimed at the ship when I'm doing that.
Well, that was a friend or foe missile, which you don't have to aim. It finds it on its own. And you got 2 of those.
I don't want to blame the joystick, but it's not helping. Because it, like, by the time that I am, like, getting it to move where I want it to go...
You should try the old F-22 joystick I have. It's got, like, a third again that tension.
Sorry, Hobbs. Did Hobbs die?
Hobbs got Hobbs.
Okay.
You'll rack these ships ahead.
Oh, now that the other guy has a draw thick. We know you can hit those because you Hobbs is one.
Oh my god. Rude.
You got another missile you can fire?
What does locking on them actually do?
It adds... It'll be useful for when you fire missiles, although you don't have any to fire now. And also it gives you that little reticle for where to fire your gun.
Oh, okay.
ITTS, it's called.
So, when I'm locked and I want to be...
You only have to lock once, by the way. And once it's locked, it'll stay locked. So.
Until it moves back out of frame?
No,
or?
until it's destroyed. So once you lock, it tracks it forever.
So what if I'm hitting lock over and over? Does it unlock it?
It does. So see, it's not locked.
So maybe
right now.
I should be okay.
Yeah, there it's locked, and it'll just stay locked.
Okay.
You've learned the radar pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, that used to be what gave me the most trouble before.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing to keep in mind is you have a limited amount of energy at any time. It recharges, but you want to try to make sure your shots count instead of firing wildly.
What are you saying? What are you trying to say?
No, it's what everybody does.
I mean, I'm not necessarily firing wildly. It's more like I think that I'm going to get the shot and it doesn't happen. But I'll keep that in mind. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's a good one. That's Hobbs.
Spoke too soon about me learning that radar. Ow, my arm hurts.
You'll have a big, strong muscle after this.
Just one.
Yeah.
One very strong arm muscle.
That's good. Afterburner is a good way to get out of a turning battle. And kind of reset yourself. I'm just seeing now that we dropped the stream for a minute, but are back online. Sorry about that. We can't see the status while we're academying.
I did some really good flying while that happened.
Yeah, we're on level 13
so
now.
Awesome.
We're back online, apparently.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the connection stuff, folks. It's a bad night for weather in Maryland.
Yeah. There was tornadoes and hail and...
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I find this guy?
To your right.
That's where I'm going. Will this just go on indefinitely?
Yeah. Unless you quit.
So the red...
The little red circle at the front of him is where you
That's actually where it's...
Yeah, where if you fire at that circle, you'll hit him.
Okay.
It's the computer telling you where your guns will.
Oop. Sorry, Hobbs.
Good hit there. And his front armor is damaged, so if you can get a couple hits in there, you'll get him. So any questions from the chat? We have some exciting dogfighting action. I realize I can check the chat on your
Yes. That's why I left that open for you.
Thank you. Music grows as fire and brimstone.
Arg. Jeez.
I think you rammed him. Or Hobbs rammed you. Go, Allie, go, chat says. The joystick she's using is a Thrustmaster Warthog. If anybody's curious what joystick is such a pain in the ass. But once you get used to it, you can really... It gives you more nuanced control once you learn a beefy joystick like that.
Yeah, I'm more used to it already.
It's a real artist's tool.
Hobbs, why is Hobbs all up on me?
I don't know. I'm not sure why Hobbs is doing a better job of killing this guy either.
Yeah. Come on, Hobbs. You should know I'm a shitty pilot. Oh, my lord. Ah! And
in fact, the game should actually be able to tell that you're a crummy pilot and adjust the AI Theoretically.
How dare you? Only I can say I'm a crummy pilot.
No, everybody starts off like this. You know, like the first mission of Wing Commander 1, I remember the first time I played it, it took me an hour to do the whole thing. And, you know, multiple tries. And now it's 3 seconds. You just... Music Guru says, this is a unique Kirathi ship. Tell us about it. So the Drothek was one of 2 new ships rendered for Wing Commander Academy. The idea was they needed something to appeal to people to sell this budget game to, so that they added the Drothek and the Wraith for the Confederation. The Drothek and the Wraith are far and away the best 2 ships in this particular game. The fiction behind it was that there's a Kirathi scientist who defected, similar to Hobbs, and he has given the Confederation plans for these upcoming technology. The Drothek then gets reused in Wing Commander Armada, where it's the standard Kirathi medium fighter. And it's not as head and shoulders better than everything else in that one. I will say the Wraith is the better ship in Academy. But as you can see, it has a high survivability rating. You know, if she had been flying a Saber, I think that those 2 missile hits she took a little bit ago would have ended this. But it's a blessing and a curse, because as you can see when you're battling another Drothek, it's kind of a... She's exactly equal to the AI, I guess you could say. In fact, yeah, look, if you look at her armor, it has taken damage in the front just like he has taken damage in the front. She's used up her missiles just like he's used up her missiles. It's almost like the AI pilot is an exact simulation of Allie. No?
Funny story, the AI in Allie stands for AI.
Oh.
No.
Automatic life form. I don't know. Where's that robot generator?
So we want to be aiming for the red crosshairs?
Crosshairs, yeah.
Like, that's not going there at all. Oops. I feel like Hobbs keeps getting in there.
Don't even worry about him.
I don't want to hurt Hobbs.
I mean, if there's nobody around and you shoot him, he will say, "Oh, you're a traitor," and fight you.
Uh-huh.
But when there's enemy ships around, he doesn't. Music Guru says the ship has some unique guns as well. It does. Academy adds several new unique guns, including 1 on the Wraith and 2 here on the...
Oh!
You got him!
Yay!
And you did it! You killed him! You got 700 points for killing him.
Hooray.
Kirathi ships ahead.
Uh-oh.
Next wave, and look, everything's recharged. You've got your weapons back, your shields are fixed. And now you're fighting something else.
Die in dishonor.
Okay, die in dishonor.
2 Sarthas. Sarther is the Kirathi light fighter from Wing Commander 2. That's Hobbs.
Oh. Whoops. Crikeys.
Georgios asks, so can Wing Commander actually adapt to players' skills? Yes, the AI in Wing Commander 2, theoretically, because I've never actually noticed it happen, but if you take too long and you repeat a mission, it should. That's Hobbs again.
Well, yeah, but they were overlapping.
No, I think you're locked on Hobbs.
Oh, how... Am I?
Yeah, you were locked on Hobbs.
Sorry, Hobbs. How do I unlock on Hobbs?
You unlocked you when you hit T. See, now it's auto-targeting again.
Okay.
The other bit of background for the Drothik that I think a lot of people do not know is that the model was originally intended for Wing Commander 3. One thing that development cycles do is, towards the end of a project, you don't necessarily need your artists. And we see a lot of times, big companies like Ubisoft and Electronic Arts, they just fire their teams when they're not needed, or they'll move them to a totally different project. At Origin, when you would have a team like the Wing Commander group that was do one game after game after game, the artists would often go and get a head start doing previs on the next game. So as Wing Commander 2 was wrapping up, you had artists who were doing the early concepts and plans for Wing Commander 3, which at the time was supposed to be a 12 to 14 month development cycle. This is before they came up with the idea of the full motion video and wanting to use the Strike Commander engine, which came much later. So you had artists who were doing previs on ships for Wing Commander 3, and they came up with the Drothik and the Wraith, which in that very early imagination of Wing Commander 3, which would use the same Wing Commander 1 and 2 engine, these would have been the fancy new ships. You would be kind of getting a preview of the next game. By the time Academy came out, that was no longer the case, and Wing Commander 3 was a very, very different beast. And it would be... it's incredible to think about, looking back, that Wing Commander 3 was 3 years after Wing Commander 2. Because there was a split in time where folks were working on other games, and Strike Commander took so long. But that was unheard of at the time. They ordinarily would have gone right from 2 to 3, which in fact they started doing. You see the same thing with Ultima 9. There was all sorts of Ultima 9 concept after Ultima 8 that did not match the final game at all because UO took them off track. The top part of the cockpit, that is the eject alert, but in Kilrathi. This was an early attempt at doing a Kilrathi script. If you look at the Dralthi cockpit in Wing Commander 1, Kilrathi script is totally different. It's almost like a sort of a braille-looking thing with dots and dashes vertically. This is the much more familiar kind of modern Kilrathi claw font, but it is the eject warning. Sebastian Zowicki says, I thought the Kilrathi don't eject. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's a misconception. The Kilrathi do eject. You see them eject all over the time. There's always an ejected pilot in Wing Commander 3. Anytime you get to fly a Kilrathi ship, you can eject, except in Secret Missions 2.
Did I die? Oh, what happened there?
Rahav's got him, or you got him. Oh, you go to the next wave. So there's 2 new enemies now. We see how many times has Prince Drakath ejected in Wing Commander 2 and Wing Commander 2 literally ends with him ejected. Oh. But not a bad job at all. You got to level 2-2. Mm-hmm. You're welcome to try again if you'd like.
I'll try one more time.
Okay. You can change ships if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'll try a different ship.
Alright, go to create mission. And you go to pilot ship over there on the right.
Do I just click that? Oh,
yep.
There we go.
And you can pick any of the others.
I mean, should I go with the broad or the saber this time?
Yeah, try it if you want. You have to hit select. That's the Morning Star.
I know, I'm just looking around. I'll go with Morning Star.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did I say Gauntlet?
Gauntlet, yep. So I believe the lore in Secret Missions 2 is actually that they couldn't install the Confederation ejection system on the captured Dralthi.
Hang on, I'm having joystick issues. There we go.
Poor Grassman who blames her tools.
Well, I just got bumped up on the mouse pad and...
And the Morning Star is kind of the reward fighter in Special Operations 2, and it really does cut through the rest of the game like butter. It's a little bit blander here because you have the Wraith that really beats it. But
Die in dishonor.
and the special thing about this ship is that center missile, which you have primed right now, is a explosive nuclear missile. It's for destroying large ships.
You'll rack these ships ahead.
And if you're really good, you can fire that missile into a group of enemy ships and set it off with your gun, and it explodes and blows up everything.
I will kill you, ape.
Where are you at?
Did Hobbs get him already?
I don't.
Oh no, he's up there.
No, I think we're in the second wave.
Yeah, the second wave.
Okay.
Yeah, Hobbs got the first guy. Now you're fighting a Drakri.
Yeah.
No, it's not you, Sebastian. They absolutely do say in Secret Missions 2, they make a point of saying you can't eject from the Dralthi, and it makes sense. Oh, they're this Klingon-style warrior race, you wouldn't be able to eject. But so many narrative points where, Hobbs ejects, or Straka ejects, or whoever, and so they kind of had to change the lore after that, establishing that.
I feel like Hobbs is really picking him off this time.
He seems to be good at those first two. This is the one where you ran into trouble last time. Now, if you want to change your missile to one that's not so explosive, you can hit W. And I think you've got some image recs that might be useful in this situation.
What? W?
W, yeah. Hit W again. Okay, so these are locking missiles.
Oh.
And you'll see... He dead.
He dead.
Hobbs got him.
You'll rack these ships ahead.
AD asks, I find the idea that the Kilrathi calls apes in the taunts kind of funny. Is there actually a Kilrathi species equivalent to apes? There is. That's established in the... well, it's in the Kilrathi Xeno profile that was created for the 92 Wing Commander Bible, and it gets reprinted in Victory Streak, the Wing Commander 3 manual. And in fact, the see when it's locked like that, it means you can fire your missile at that guy.
What do I do to enter?
Enter or fire his missile.
Oh, well, I think I might have messed that one up.
Yeah, but next time you see, you can do it.
Wait, so I'm only shooting missiles now?
No, you can shoot guns. You have guns and missiles at the same time.
You threw in too much for me here, man.
Sorry.
Now I'm all turned around. It's only... Is it shooting guns? These are weird guns.
Those are guns, yeah. They're particle cannons.
Okay.
It's got 3 of them. And they're nicely centered, so...
Sorry, Hobbs. This is a little bit trickier than the other ship that I was using.
Now you got it. 560 points for doing it. And now you're see, look how much faster you've adapted. You're already back to the same level where you died last time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, those I think Hobbs killed faster in the first 2, so I mean it was all Hobbs.
ED says Academy is one of the few games I haven't actually played. Well, you should play it! No, Academy it's just Wing Commander 2 with a little bit of polish. And if you like Wing Commander 2, it's tremendously fun. I remember I used to come home from school and if I had a bad day or something, I would load up Academy and I would take on the gauntlet because it's just fun to do kind of a challenging play. You got him!
Yay!
It's 2 kills this time out. It's 3 total. You're just 2 away from being an ace.
All right. Well, you don't need Dunderdoll in the show anymore at all.
No, you're doing a good job. On the show and in the game. Sebastian says, first time he played Wing Commander, the computer had no sound card and the processor could barely run the game. Same here. When Wing Commander 1, when I first got Wing Commander 1, I had a 28612, and it was an IBM PS2, which did not have a... You could not find a sound blaster for it. So it was PC speaker. It was an incredibly slow 286. I think there was like 2 megs of RAM. It was good days. You got another one.
Yay!
This is how we do it.
Gilrathi ships ahead.
Okay, these guys are punchier, but they're slower.
Okay.
Die in dishonor.
They're jockey heavy fighters. Also, if folks out there are fans of Wing Commander Academy, and who in the world is not a fan of Wing Commander Academy, almost all the ships we've seen so far get reused in Academy in various forms. Including the Drothek, which is seen in the episode where we with the Piscean Anthro-squids. Word of honor.
Die in dishonor.
Yeah, you got him.
Or is that Hobbs?
2160. So
okay.
So you got a bunch of points anyway.
Gilrathi ships ahead.
All right, what do you got here? Oh, these guys are tough. I have had gauntlet rounds where this was where I died. The thing you just saw floating in front of you was a chaff pod. They drop it to keep missiles from hitting them.
Now you will die.
Well, I've taken some damage.
Don't tell me that. Things aren't good.
But isn't that what's cool about Wing Commander? This immersive sense that rather than just telling you your ship is 5% damaged, your ship is actually exploding around you.
Yeah.
And look, if you fire your guns, you've lost one of your guns. One of your guns got blown up, so you only have 2 now.
The music is getting more intense.
Mm-hmm.
That weird serial killer music.
Oh, you're down to 1 gun.
Oh, God.
Oh, but that was really good. I have had plenty of rounds where I ended right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, you got a high score.
I did better than I thought I would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can put in your name. You can backspace loaf and put in alley or whatever.
Enter?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's good.
I know.
I don't see Dunderdoll in there.
No. Actually, he did pretty badly when we did this in one of the test shows. What would you like to play again, or you want me to try?
No, my hand is sufficiently cramped, so...
Okay, well, do me a favor. See where it says Gilrathi Saga intro and there's a little eye?
Yes.
Click that eye twice, and then it'll start the movie and we can change seats.
Well, hang on 1 second. The mouse seems to be stuck over here. How do I get it into this window?
That's a good question.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so click the... I'm sorry, Gilrathi Saga?
Gilrathi Saga intro, click that eye off and then on again.
Oh. I did it a couple times.
Okay, well, for some reason it's not starting the video now.
I broke something.
No, it's fine. Well, just click on introduction on the left.
Uh-huh.
We'll go to the introduction and we'll be right back. Alright.
Alright. Seagull's egg.
It was fun.
Yeah.
You did good.
Thanks. Really hurt my arm.
All fun stuffers. All right. Hey, everybody. Oh, that's not the right one at all. There it starts. We're still learning OBS. Should I take a try at that?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I'm going to say no wingman. And I'm going to try this in a ferret. Ferret is the lightest ship in the game, but it's a joy to fly because it travels so fast and it's so simple. There's no missiles or anything to worry about. Kind of a pain not having an ITTS or any protection or anything, but it feels so small and fast. I love jetting around in a ferret. But again, I think flying a ferret, it's actually going to be pretty hard to get past the point with the Drotheks, honestly.
You're just plowing through these levels here.
Well, one thing I like about the ferret is, it's just guns on an engine.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry so much about recharge. You can essentially fire these nice... beefy mass drivers permanently. But then stuff like that happens and...
Awesome AD says, the ferret with mass drivers has nearly continuous gunfire that packs enough punch to be deadly.
That's what I was saying.
That sounds like copy for the ferret with mass drivers.
Well, back then we didn't have to sell our ship separately.
Trelane said, rude of you to immediately try to knock my 5th place off the board. Yeah, you better not get rid of my score that I just got on there.
Well, I tell you what, we'll do a stream on the weekend where we'll just play.
Remember when we played Risk that time?
Oh yeah, that didn't end well.
The worst game to play as a couple is Risk. Don't ever do it. And followed by Monopoly.
Yeah, you got.
I got really bummed because I guess when I was growing up playing Monopoly, we did not do the real estate the right way, and I learned the hard way. And then we stopped playing Monopoly.
I think every family has their own Monopoly rules. My mom liked Monopoly, but she hated that one card that says you have to pay a tax on every house on the board. So we had like a special copy of Monopoly in our house that she had removed the card she didn't like from, and if she would not play Monopoly with any other set because it could have those cards. I don't know what those cards did to her, but she hated them.
She also hates speed traffic cameras in real life, so she doesn't like the man.
All cats are beautiful.
Yeah, you're all human.
I saw something similar about Uno rules today. Like the Uno Twitter was tweeting out their updated rules and how you can't like be stacking your cards against somebody.
Was wondering what Uno Twitter was up to. Now, Uno is a game we can play as a couple pretty well.
It is, and that's a game that's fun to like be a jerk. Like it's expected that. I mean, I guess it's expected that you're a jerk in those other games too. But I feel like Uno is like. My mom always referred to it as like crap on your neighbor. Like that's what's expected.
These Grickath are a pain in the butt because they've got that rear turret that really is not good for a ferret. You know, if I was in a Morningstar or something, I could just brute force that. But with a ferret, you have to do some fancy dangling because you're not going to take many turret gun hits before you are not a happy boy. Haha, you got hit by your own missile, jerk. Took out his shield generator. Oh, Straka, these are the ships that turn invisible. But they are also very weak. And honestly, stealth is not that much fun with an NPC. It's basically a pause button.
I should have been wearing this hat this whole time.
Oh, this is a tough level. This is another killer when you get to the 3 ferrets. Now, one thing eagle-eared viewers may note is that the wingmen we have were talking in this. Wing Commander Academy does not have full speech as it came out because it shipped on 3 diskettes, so they cut the wingman voices. Luckily, one thing someone in the community was able to do way back in '93 was add full speech by taking these speech samples from Wing Commander 2 and patching them in. And you can get that file on WC News if you ever want a Wing Commander Academy that talks slightly more. It does have Kilrathi taunts in the base game. No, it is nearly impossible to beat this gauntlet. I have done it once in a Wraith, and that took months of college. I mean, I was paying off the loans for that for years. So, we could theoretically train and get good enough to beat this thing, and maybe it'll come to that some episode. Anybody out there in chat land?
Yeah, we were talking about Skippo.
Yeah, what is Skippo? Yeah, you have me buy it and we haven't played it yet.
That's what I said. I don't fully remember how to play it, and then we looked at the instructions and it was like, make a bunch of card piles. I just remember it was something my family always used to play at cookouts and stuff in the summertime. It was all the grandmas and mostly the ladies, I guess, would play it. It's a card game for ladies only. AD says he's here-ish. We're also discussing how playing Monopoly with 2 people is not ideal. You really want a larger group for it.
Yeah, Risk also.
Yeah, you feel less of a jerk playing Risk with more people.
No! 2 eppies.
You're just blasting through these.
I'm not going to make it through 5, I think. In fact, this is a real killer, the Saber Wave. Look, I've already lost my front armor. It's 3 sabers and...
Did you ever play the game Past the Pigs?
No, I've never heard of it.
Someone's asking. I've never played it either, but I used to sell it at the toy store I worked at, and it came with 2 little rubber piggies that you used instead of dice.
Huh.
I think depending on how they land, that's how you score.
I did the Game of Life a lot as a kid.
That's funny. I think I might have played it once or twice, but it wasn't in our game repertoire.
That was one where definitely we had house rules, because I remember I always ended up with 7 wives, and I don't think the rules let you do that.
AD says his brother was always better at Risk, and once he was trouncing him and he got mad and rage quit a board game. That's pretty much what I did.
Yeah.
When we played. I got so angry. So so angry. I'm not really good at playing games with people. I like get personally offended when they beat me.
But nobody cares. Everybody just wants to have fun. And
yeah.
When you get to be our age, there's no human disrespect for one another.
No.
But it's hard to get out of that old mindset.
Did you play Guess Who when you were a kid?
No, I was familiar with it, but I don't think I ever played it.
I mean, that was like a simple one, but I always liked Guess Who. What about Clue? That was one I don't think I've ever played Clue.
Yes, I played Clue a bunch, and the version of Clue that had like a 3D museum.
Yahtzee? Yahtzee was another big one.
We had Yahtzee, but I don't think I ever played it.
Yahtzee's fun. Julian says he loved Clue.
Axis and Allies was a big one for me.
I have not played that.
Well, we could get that. It's got all kinds of tiny little war toys.
That sounds like right up your alley.
Yeah, it's basically Risk, but World War II.
We actually did play Risk once after the bad time.
Oh, that's right. We played that work Risk.
The one that was like the board where it only had a certain number of uses, and then you were supposed to throw it away or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. Here's another tough wave. This is 3 broadswords. And if I don't accidentally ram them, each of these guys has 3 turrets, so that's as many as 9 turrets hitting me at any time.
AD says he did buy David Ladyman's game.
Oh yeah,
and that it's fun, but it takes a few minutes to get the rules sorted.
Oh, I'm out. I rammed a broadsword.
You did really well.
Pretty well.
For somebody that plays Wing Commander all the time. Came in 2nd place. Well, there went my high score. It was nice to be on there for just a minute.
Well, we'll get you a new one next time.
Rude.
Alright, I'm gonna check the stream quality and all that now that we are...
we seem to be chugging along.
Good,
yeah.
good.
No problems reported by chat.
That's good news in general. Get my bearings now that we're out of the game.
Checking your Twitter notifications.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to play some Privateer. We're going to do a little bit of grinding. Let's see what time it is now. Yeah, we'll do a bit of grinding, work on getting an Orion. But first, let's break it up with Cargo Bay.
Alright.
Do some Cargo Bay.
Let's do it.
You got big sound effects.
You seem to know what the sound effects are, so...
No, I make them up every time.
I'm going to let you go with that one.
Oh, right. So I have, we haven't had many cargo bays lately. I haven't been buying stuff, but this week we got some cool ones. And you're our model for this.
Oh, okay.
I hand the stuff to you and you show it off.
I wondered why my camera was larger.
Yeah, because I'll give it to you to show off stuff.
Okay.
So here's our first item. I've talked about these before. I've been working on collecting EA replays from around the world. We saw the German one. We saw the Dutch one. We saw the French one. This one is... Italiano!
Like me.
I ordered this like 2 months ago, and I assumed it was lost in the mail, but it finally showed up. So... the EA Replay collection is going really well. This was the last physical release of the original Wing Commander. It's the SNES version. And it's a really neat little thing if you have a PSP. Because it came out in 2007, that was the era of Electronic Arts. As today, it's the era of Electronic Arts doing publishing all around the world rather than going to subsidiaries. So they could put out 15 different versions in different language packaging. In fact, someday we'll look at Wing Commander Prophecy and how that was the very start of that era. But yeah, that's Italian Wing Commander 1 in EA Replay. And I am still looking for a Korean one. As far as I know, I'm looking for a Korean one and one from the UK. I don't know why they're not showing up on eBay in the UK. Next up, and this is one I'm very, very happy to have, and we can thank Music Guru. We're going to thank Music Guru for two things today, but you thank this one for pointing out to me. This is a VidPro card for Wing Commander 4 for the PlayStation. If you ever went to shop at a Toys R Us in the 90s to buy a video game, a Nintendo game, a Sega CD game, whatever, those are the two systems there were. You all the games would be locked in this back cabinet. And instead the display would have these physical cards that you would have to take up to the front. You say, "Oh, I want this game," and they would go and get it and sell it to you. It's a security thing. And now the retro gaming community collects these Toys R Us VidPro cards. VidPro is the industry proper name for the company that makes them. So if a Wing Commander game was sold at Toys R Us, there are one or several different VidPro cards for it. And this is the one. This would have been the last one, Wing Commander 4 for the PlayStation. And I've got 3 now. I've got a Wing 1 for Super Nintendo. I have a Wing 3 for 3DO, and now I have a PlayStation Wing 4. There's probably a whole bunch of others, and maybe we'll find them someday. But that's kind of the joy of all this. And now, most excitingly, is a multi-part one. But first up, we have this binder, which I purchased from the great Billy Kane from his charity auction. This is the Wing Commander 3 post-mortem. At the end of each project at Origin, they would do a post-mortem where what worked, what didn't, what bugs are outstanding, what are all the problems, and they would put together this document. So it's got all the customer complaints, the compliments, the notes from the team, the brainstorming sessions they did. That would have been the original sales sheet there in the front. And this was put together by Ace Somers, the great Andy Somers, who came up from QA and ended up programming great things. And these are a fantastic way to learn about the games. We have the Wing 4 one scanned and up at WC News. You can see these are letters from people, because back then you couldn't just dash off an angry tweet or an email to a developer. You had to physically write a letter, and they would take them seriously, and they would highlight the important ones, and they would put them in a document like this.
This is separated into compliments, complaints, suggestions, gameplay issues, last mission help, error messages, killed bug list. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're going to scan that, and we'll have it online for everybody to look through yourselves. It's going to be fun. But there was a bit of a surprise with that, thanks to Music Guru, who I think is in the chat tonight.
He is.
He was earlier.
He's still there.
I'm always surprised when people are with us for more than 2 hours. So he contacted Billy and got for me... Well, here, you can show this. What? It's a surprise happy birthday, Ben. Thank you for all the Wing Commander memories, Music Guru. It's not my birthday. You don't need to wish me happy birthday. But it's a belated birthday present. And what it is a particular date, December 6th, maybe? Is it 6?
Yeah, September 6th.
September 6th, 1996. Beat outline for Wing Commander Prophecy, at that time, which was called Wing Commander 5. This was the very start of the project where the team was figuring out, what's going to go into the game, what assets will we need to build, what is the scope of this thing. And Billy had this sitting around. He was selling it to raise money for his charity, which stops child trafficking, which is a fantastic thing, by the way. Check out his auctions. He's got all sorts of weird Origin stuff I wish I could afford. And this was among it. And what's wonderful about these Wing Commander Prophecy documents is we have so many different iterations of these. So we probably have the December 13th version from the next week, and we probably have the September or whatever. And we've kind of put together this whole puzzle of these entire chain of making of the game. And if somebody ever wants to do a master class in game development, we could take Wing Commander Prophecy as the example, and we could show this full year and a half of documentation for, we have the notes for all the producer meetings and the stats for the ships as they changed each week. And this filled in a little gap in that. And again, this one we will have scanned and online in the not too distant future.
It also had work doodles on the back of
yeah, that's...
Meeting doodles were on the back of one of the sheets. I showed them.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've loved that since I was an English major. I remember there was one of Lawrence's manuscripts we had at the library at the University of Texas. There was some point where his cat had stepped in and left a paw print, and he had wrote meow in the corner. I just thought that was fantastic. It connects you to the author in a way that you can't otherwise.
Super cool.
So yeah, History of Making Wing Commander Prophecy. And as with all my docs, we'll scan that high-res online, and then it will be donated to the University of Texas if they go back to taking donations. Their video game archive is not funded right now, but there is a Ben Lesnick collection, and at some point the rest of the stuff will go to it. And Billy also sent these, which are not Wing Commander related, but well, not directly Wing Commander related, but they're bumper stickers for the promotional bumper stickers for the original Need for Speed. Back before it was what is it called in there? It's like Road and Tracks Need for Speed, which was a big EA project in 94-95. It was developed for the 3DO and all those important 32-bit consoles. And this would have been given out at E3 or Comdex or something like that. And Billy threw them in. That was super nice of him. But if there is a Need for Speed superfan out there who would like this, we've got 2 of them, let me know and I'll send it to you, because I would want somebody to do the same for me with Wing Commander stuff. So,
Road and Track presents the Need for Speed.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy when you look back at like the start of a franchise where it's like, Need for Speed, that's a thing. You don't need to have it anything added to it. But like EA was really into that at the time. Like they wanted to sell their air simulator games, so they got the Jane's license. So it was Jane's Presents or Chuck Yeager Presents. And stuff like Madden is still a remnant of that. I don't want to be the one to tell you guys Santa Claus doesn't exist, but Joe Madden is not developing those games himself.
John Madden?
John Madden is not. I'm Sport.
Joe Madden,
the famous baseball man.
Isn't he like?
I think he's very old now.
He's old, but isn't he a coach? Like, he wasn't a player,
No,
right?
he was a coach, I think. Or maybe he was originally a player in like one of those early Super Bowls with like leather helmets.
Maybe.
I don't know how it works.
That's too much sports for me, yeah.
You've only done it all here.
Yes, he would know that.
So that is the cargo bay for the week.
That's a pretty good cargo bay.
Yeah, this was a really good cargo bay. And by the way, I will say you were very good at holding things up.
Thank you.
Normally when I hand them to Jason, then he gets really fascinated by whatever it is, and he like bends over and looks at it.
No, but I did keep getting screwed up trying to figure out where to put the thing in a frame there.
So next up, we're going to do Privateer. When last we left our intrepid me, we had left the Troy system, we had maxed out our Tarsus, and I believe we ended up in New Detroit, and the world is now our oyster. And I'm eager to show you Privateer, because you've probably never seen it.
I'm sure I've seen some Privateer through you.
So Privateer is essentially the prototype for Star Citizen. It's the platonic ideal. You are making your way in the universe yourself. You're not given particular missions. There's no one story you have to follow. You choose where you go and what you do, and you make money all sorts of different ways. Let me know how the audio is, by the way, guys, because we always have issues balancing this stuff. So here we are in New Detroit. We've got our grandfather's Tarsus we've inherited, and over the last couple of episodes we have flown a bunch of missions, done some cargo, and we have maxed out that Tarsus. It has been gone from being worth 5,000 credits in trade-in to 120,000. Unfortunately, that is not enough to get us a nice upgrade ship, and I've been thinking about this because there's 3 other ships you can buy: the Orion, the Galaxy, and the Centurion, and what you want to have in total value when you go into a new ship is about 500,000 credits. That'll let you pretty much max out any of them. Right now we're about 120,000 in trade-in value. And I thought about this, and we could save the game, we could buy an Orion, and then we could load the game again. And no, let's just keep playing Privateer a lot. Let's just keep playing Privateer and grinding, because what else are we going to do? It's so much fun. So we'll do an Orion, and then we'll save up for a Galaxy and a Centurion. It's going to be good. So tonight I'm going to try to make some money, get an Orion, which should be easier now that we have a nicely maxed out Tarsus. But let's look what we got here. A Padre system, just like Friday. That's a pirate. Okay, so there's one. System retro demands. Track into. Oh nope, that's another hunt down. 5,000 credit to defend New Detroit against. Okay, that's a good one. Now 8 in the new system pirate ships. That's a good one. And carry a load of books back to Troy. Do we want to go back to Troy? Should we go back to Troy?
Back to Troy.
All
back
right,
to
we're gonna
Troy.
do it. Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So we're going to fly a cargo mission returning to Troy, assuming this all works out. Maybe we should carry some of our own stuff. Helen is a agriculture base. Let's see what commodity they might like.
Food dispensers.
You know, we should buy the food dispensers.
Yeah, that was our sponsor tonight.
Yeah, you've probably seen a bunch of these. It's ones you do our sponsors. So, where did those food dispensers go?
There they are.
I mean, so they're 88 here. So let's just try to remember that. Oops. I guess that was all the ones there were. Maybe home entertainment. Alright. We'll try selling that stuff, see if it's worth anything. Let me make sure we have missiles. Yep, we're loaded on missiles. Let's do this thing. And I love Privateer. The mood, everything about this game is
for trouble, Ace.
great. And you can probably recognize it's very much the same interface as Wing Commander 2. Lower my shields.
Wing Commander 2 with more computer. One thing we didn't talk about was how we finally saw the...
Oh, the Avengers.
Yeah, we saw the Avengers.
That's right. We've kind of taken to going to movies on weekdays when no one else is there, which is fantastic. My mom's getting ready to have hip surgery. I guess that will happen before the next episode, so please keep her in your thoughts. Not hip surgery, knee surgery. So she's been going to the hospital a lot and getting all the setup stuff. That's one mission complete. As part of that, she's saying, "Oh, come along, and you can go to the movies while I have my appointment." And we've been doing that. We saw both of the superhero movies we missed: Shazam and
Pikachu.
Oh, yeah, we saw Detective Pikachu and Avengers.
Yeah.
We started making a spreadsheet this year where we measure our movie scores as soon as it's over. So at the end of the year, we'll know what the best movies were, which is pretty dorky. But that's what you do in a marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, so those two missions are over, but now we've got cargo to take to Troy. And here's one star system, but there's 70 star systems in the game. So if I want to go somewhere else, I need to go through this cool map. So there's Troy system over in the Humboldt quadrant. We basically want to get to Junction. Okay, so we're going to head for New Constantinople. There's the jump point somewhere. And we're just going to fly back to Troy and deliver this cargo to Helen's system. Hopefully not having to fight anybody else at this point. And while we grind in Privateer, I figured we can chat with the audience if there's anybody out there with questions or comments or just friendly whatevers. But if not, that's okay too. I've got some rubber bugs and space creatures to play with too.
Keep your eyes peeled for trouble, Ace.
If you want, yeah.
Have you shown them that in the show before?
I don't remember. I think we did them on one of our streams.
Set them right here on this pile.
There's some bug guys, some deep sea creatures. Okay, so we want to head to the junction system.
I'm not going to read Trillian's question out loud because it has a swear word in it.
You can swear on this show.
No, I know. He was just jokingly asking, fuck, Mary, kill
Prepare to be
Detective
searched.
Pikachu.
Maintain
Avengers
speed and course. No controversy.
Mary Detective
detected. You may
Pikachu.
proceed.
F Shazam. Kill the Avenger. I don't know. You know, they were all very good.
They were all very good.
Detective Pikachu was certainly my favorite of the three, but Avengers and Shazam both surprised me because I am impressed. I'm always impressed by superhero movies, but I never go into them being excited like you're supposed to. So, there's somebody bad at the nav point, but we're gonna focus on them in a minute. Pender Stars, our next point.
Business treating you well?
I said...
You're about to suck, boy.
I said, F Avengers, Mary
You're
Pikachu,
nailed,
and kill
pal.
Shazam.
I didn't see you, and you're blind. Got it?
Didn't go well.
Forget this meet happened. We got no problem.
So that's going to be some heavy payment later.
Trillian says I definitely F the Avengers. Those are some beautiful people.
Depends on the Avenger. Has a lot more Jeremy Renner than you'd want.
Yeah. I'm gonna show up some
You're
of these
dead,
plastic fish.
chump.
I guess. Here we have an all-silver guy.
I'm just waiting for my maneuvering jets to be prepared. As you can see, I can only fly in one direction. Oh, you know, he blew up a cargo ship. If I had a tractor beam, I could fly up there and collect his cargo. But I don't have a cargo ship. Look, you can't see this, but I'm literally trying to turn left and I can't. So let's let that droid do its work.
Confirmed. Trying to turn and you can't.
Yeah.
This is a cool blue guy.
Yeah, it's like an isopod.
Yeah. Someone asked what cargo is it?
It was cargo for a mission. I accepted a delivery mission. My generators are back online. You know what? I guess I can fly in a circle here. There we go. I'm like the UPS. I only turn right.
Is that a UPS thing?
It's either right or left. I don't remember which is more efficient, but their trucks only turn in one direction.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, they can turn other directions, but in terms of their routes, they're designed so they only turn in one direction.
I thought you meant like it physically can't turn.
Yeah,
like,
so UPS truck physically can't turn. It's
that seems like a traffic hazard. They engineer the trucks and they just can't turn left. Oh, goodness.
Oh, look, I'm getting some. I have my left back there for a minute. I can kind of nudging. I paid for a robot that lives in the back of my ship, and it slowly repairs damaged systems.
It does slowly repair them.
It can't repair my gun. Oh, there we go. Look, I'm going left again. It can't repair guns or missiles or anything, but it can repair my subsystems.
Everybody's talking about left turns now.
Forget this meet happened. We got no problem. Not looking for trouble, eh? Forget this meet happened. We got no problem.
I'm communicating with the pirates rather than fighting them because I'm in no shape to fight them. When I turned off my shields there, what I was trying to do was turn them back to level 2 because I wanted the extra shield protection. Unfortunately, what I ended up doing was turning them off as I went into the fight.
trouble, Ace.
There we go.
Forget
So
this
jump
meat
to
happened.
Troy.
We got no problem.
We're gonna run into a bunch of pirates in the way, aren't we? This was a bad idea.
I didn't see you, and you're blind. Got it?
Oh, and rocks. Oh, and they killed him. Can do the rock nod.
It's the rock nod.
If Privateer 2 has a... Let's call it a feature rather than a bug. It's a bug. But if you move your ship up and down like this, the game can't keep track of where the asteroids are. And you don't hit them, and instead they run into all the other ships.
Oh.
It's very useful if you have to do combat in the asteroids. I mean, pulling it off is kind of a skill in and of itself.
Catch you on the next run. Forget this meet happened. We got no problem.
Yeah, I'm used to it. I should note that at this point in Privateer, it is possible to totally bone yourself. You can fly off to a system that doesn't have a base and run out of jump fuel. If you miscalculate, you can take missions that are too hard. It really is totally unforgiving. And what just happened there? The game crashed!
Oh no.
Well, I don't know what that was, but it wasn't good.
At least our stream didn't crash.
Yeah, I saw reboot required, and I was kind of worried there. So this time we're not going to take a mission to the Troy system.
Trillian says he's never seen that.
You know, I used to see it back in the day, but I've never seen it in DOSBox. New Detroit base experiencing pirate effort. Okay, that's an easy one. Nav 1 in New Detroit. That's an easy one.
I'll show off some more sea creatures. Here's an all-black eel.
And where did those
Keep
creatures
your
come
eyes
from?
peeled for trouble, Ace.
Amazon?
But what were they in?
Oh, they're in a tube, which is spelled T-O-O-B. And it's from a company named Safari that makes all kinds of different tubes.
Tube's one of those things that like weirdly fascinates us.
Yeah. Again, I used to work at an educational toy store, and we sold a lot of tubes. People would buy them for dioramas, like when their kids were doing a project, because they come in so many specific.
There's some cool ones.
Yeah, there's some really weird ones.
When I was growing up, you know, the ultimate in objects was little rubber things, which is what we called, you know, all sorts of little critters and creatures and so on. In fact, my brother Silas's, you all know as Clyde, his dream as a kid, he always said, was to open a little rubber things store. But we loved our rubber things.
That was used to have bins of those at the store I worked at. Just various little creatures.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the thing that like people came in for a lot. They were like incentives for moms to buy for their kids.
Well, it worked on my mom.
No one can resist a cute little rubber creature.
Why? Oh, I'm killing mercenaries? This is not good.
Your death is my living.
I'm talking about bank tubes. Magical tubes at the bank.
Oh, those pneumatic tubes?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah. Those are good stuff.
Oh, this is
Not good.
When I was a kid, there was a McDonald's that had those.
For what?
The food came through the tubes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was on the way to the Eastern Shore.
Okay.
So I feel very bad that I had to kill 2 mercenaries. I didn't realize you could get mercenary killing missions. My hope is that mercenaries are not hostile to me now. Probably not after just killing 2 of them. But I'm going to be careful for that going forward.
Now entering an automatic landing.
Another exciting thing that happened this week was that we got a new dryer.
Yes! We did get a new dryer.
That we didn't have to pay for because we rent a house, so even better. I guess theoretically we do pay by paying rent, but...
Okay, hunters are still friendly. Let's take a look at our finances by going to the ship dealer. So I'm going to do some repairing. You know what? I'll just do that in flight. See, I can save that money by letting my robot do it.
Julian says the Wikipedia for pneumatic tubes says they're also known as capsule pipelines.
Huh. That
Fun fact.
Not hunting down a Kilrathi. I could kill a retro. Scout now 4. I could do that. Not hunting down a Kilrathi. New Detroit. Full patrol. No, I don't want to patrol 8.5 points. Let's just do 2. I should have saved the game. This is going to go badly.
Course for contraband search. No contraband detected. You may proceed.
I should have saved the game. I should have upgraded my missiles. One down, 1 to go.
That right screen looks like a futuristic, like, southwestern pattern.
What, the...
Oh,
I see what you mean, yeah.
Somebody was in, like, a Navajo blanket or something from the future.
Okay, this one looks like I actually have to fly to the nav point, which I will do. Is there another base in the New Detroit system I should go land at? Quite probably. No, there's not. It's just New Detroit. So I'll fly back to New Detroit.
It's just what you gotta do.
Oh, look at that. That's a Paradigm. Look at that thing. That's the first one we've seen. That's the Confed capital ship in the game. Paradigm class, it's destroyer. It was originally supposed to be a frigate, but I love this design. It's so cool and organic. It looks like a Moncal cruiser from Star Wars. I love it. Of course, we saw the Paradigm on this show already when we did the Origin FX screensaver episode. Look, I saved like 1,300 credits by letting the droid repair my maneuvering jets. Put down my shield so I get afterburner.
Now entering an automatic
I'm gonna remember to
zone.
save this time. Nothing to repair. Amazing. So close to 30K. Check Mission computer. Retro presence nav 6. Easy. Patrol 8 nav points. Patrol 8 nav points. Patrol 8 nav points. Save, save, save.
Maintain speed and course for contraband search. No contraband detected. You may proceed.
It really is just tremendously fun to just play Privateer.
Someone said, can you take a merchant guild mission?
Yeah, you know, I have not bought the guild membership, but I can.
The music guru says, I don't know that I ever thought about this, but the Tarsus you fly is the only Tarsus in the game, isn't it?
No. There are Tarsuses that will spawn at nav points. There are not a lot of them, though. But if you look through the official guide, which we've got one right here.
How handy.
There are occasionally nav points that will have a couple of Tarsuses. And I remember that because the great David Ladyman has given us the floral tar eye for them. But they are very rare. Merchant Tarsuses. Fly.
Is that point in the show where my butt hurts?
Way out of It looked like I got a really lucky hit, but it was the missiles. Nope, still got to fly at an F2.
Someone asked if you sell your Tarsus, can you buy it back later?
No, it's not possible to get your Tarsus back. They're not actively produced in the fiction. You've inherited your Tarsus from your dead grandfather. And once it's gone, it's gone. And I remember aching over this the first time I played the game because I'm a real sentimentalist, even about digital goods. But really, once you get to a Centurion, you're okay not having your Tarsus anymore. But here, look at this. See, it's cool. It's not like a fighter in the other games. It's got multiple seats. It's like something out of Alien. It's you see there's a little keyboard just like a PC. This is a big room of a ship. It's supposed to be like kind of just a shipping ship. Nothing to repair. Okay.
Someone asked if you can eject in Privateer.
No, but you can self-destruct. Which I guess makes sense from a design standpoint because you would have no way of getting a new ship if you ejected, so better to just die.
But that's not good life advice in general.
No, you should keep trying in life. Oh, Dan, so do folks want me to join the Merchants Guild? Is that... Let's talk to him.
Hi, how are you? I'd like to invite you to join our guild. We broker for the most reputable clients. That means we guarantee your work and your compensation. The Merchants Guild primarily schedules cargo runs, but we also place big bounties on pilots that attack our own members. It will only cost you 1,000 credits to join our ranks. How about it?
1,000. So speaking of fashion, what do you think of this guy's outfit?
I mean, it's gray.
Okay.
Great.
Got a
We will
turtleneck
automatically
and
debit the
an
service fee
overshirt.
from your current banking system. The Merchants Guild appreciates your business.
Okay, so now we're in the
Thanks for
Merchants Guild
joining.
forever. I
You'll
thought it
be
was more
glad you
than
did.
1,000. So that's cool. And if we want to, like, we can look at these CD-ROMs with different missions in them. Activate computer. Select disk 1. Provide me with a Newcastle system. Another one to the Troy system. Eliminate a pirate in the new Detroit system. And someone wants to go to the Perry system. No, I can go to Perry. That's one jump away. Kilrathi encounters are possible, though. Oof. Should we try it?
I don't know. You feeling up for a Kilrathi
It just doesn't
encounter?
pay very well. I'm probably not up for Kilrathi
All right.
encounter, but we're going to do it anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because we want to see Perry anyway.
So the kids will have no idea how to use this merchant computer. What are CDs?
Yeah, in fact, Scout had that issue the other day. Yeah, that exact problem.
Yeah, it's really not futuristic at all. We were just looking at the Sony Discman sports line last weekend.
Oh yeah, you saw that somewhere and were impressed.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, I remembered it from when I was a kid. I didn't have one of those beautiful yellow Discman, but I saw it on Instagram or something, and then I was looking at the whole line. It was really impressive. Really impressive line of CD players.
Jeez. Okay. Dead Guthrie. Well, that'll help my relationships.
Not this one.
Oh. Alright, we went ahead to the Perry system, so we're gonna go there. Hopefully this is the only Kilrathi we're going to encounter.
Stick to established lanes for your own good.
I guess they took more damage than I realized. This is the one I'm gonna sit and let this fix itself, unless, in case there are Kilrathi across this jump point. I suspect there's not, but who knows? It's cool watching just the NPCs fly their patrols and interact without you. It's this great sense of this living, breathing universe around you. So, do we have any big plans this weekend?
No. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Normally that's Jason.
I feel like he goes out and does more things than we
Yeah.
I think we're going to get some haircuts tomorrow.
That's true. Haircuts tomorrow. Woo. Remember this hair. It's going to be shorter next time you see it.
Hopefully we'll get our lawn mowed this weekend.
Oh, that's been a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, we'll probably do some grilling.
Yeah?
I adopted my mom's tiny charcoal grill.
Okay, so they're at Kilrathi Perry Naval Base. And I'm just gonna try to run past them as quickly as I can. And this plan is gonna work.
Now entering an automatic landing zone.
Woot. And here's Perry Naval Base. This is another one of the one-off bases in the game. This is the cool military one. Repair, our missile launcher, jump drive can wait, maneuvering disc can wait, afterburner can wait, tungsten armor cannot wait. Okay. Well, should we try joining the Mercenaries Guild? This lady?
Love your dad.
Listen up. If you're looking for fame and glory, you've come
She
to the
was
right
like ahead
place.
of the trend
Just
with
remember,
like silver
the Mercenaries
hair.
Guild
She's
not
what?
only
She was
gets
like
you
ahead
best
of the
jobs,
trend with silver
we
hair.
guarantee
Yeah.
It's like a very
in
big
this
thing
business,
right
that's
now.
worth thinking about. The application fee is now 5,000 credits. Our rates have only recently gone up. Well worth the price, though. The Mercenaries Guild offers the most challenging missions and a premium compensation plan. What do you say? You with us?
Yes.
Good. The application fee will be automatically deducted from your account. Thank you for joining the Mercenaries Guild. Go get 'em, Tiger.
Go get 'em, Tiger. And again, we've got this weird system where we have to activate this, and then we have to select the disc. Guard system. Annapolis in the Perry system. What kind of attack? Pirate. Okay, that's a good one. Base under siege. Perry Naval Base in the Perry system. Pirate. That's a good one. Survey Nav 8. Okay, that's a good one. Those are all good ones. But let's get in there and get our missiles back. Save this, buddy.
Julian says, I wonder why they burn the missions to CDs.
Stick to established lanes for your own
Maybe
good.
there's all sorts of data that I physically have to load in my ship. Not even like CDs as we know them. They've got those like 90s, those early 90s style the cases the CDs are in, the cartridges.
Dead, chump.
We're headed to Annapolis, which is a refinery, which I believe we have not seen yet in this playthrough, so. That's exciting.
There's also an Annapolis where we live.
Yes, it's the capital of Maryland.
But I think it's spelled with 2 N's. And this one's spelled with 1. Is Annapolis the capital?
It is.
Huh.
It's where the State House is.
I think I've been to Annapolis once or twice.
Now let's go save Annapolis.
Welcome to the happy hunting grounds.
You're finished, flyboy.
I can tell right now this is going to be one of those missions that my biggest worry is going to be accidentally landing before I get to the pirate. Although he seems to be battling a mercenary right now who may take him down without me having to worry about it.
Now entering an automatic landing zone.
I don't want that.
You're about to suck boy, buddy.
Now entering an automatic landing zone.
Okay, that guy got him, so I can enter. There's the refinery. You can see it's the regular one space station from Star Trek 2, which I believe was actually built for Star Trek 1 and then switched upside down. So here's our space refinery. These are good if you have if you go to an asteroid, you can pick up all the raw materials and you sell them here at the refinery for bigger money. Repair our armor. Buy some missiles. Okay, we're at 60k. And we joined both guilds, so that's not so bad. You can see there's no mercenaries guild on this one. It would be right here if it existed. Touch the screen. 80s system. Retro kill somewhere. I have 3 in the very... That's pretty good for... Wait, what is it? No, I don't want to fight mercenaries. Why is the mercenaries guild hiring me to fight... Okay, so I don't like any of those missions. Let's see these. That's an easy one. And it'll be right there when I take off. Battle at Perry. The Outskirt Consortium. 7 network ecosystem.
Is there a Twilight Zone tonight?
There is a Twilight Zone. I mean, maybe the last episode.
Oh, I think it might be too, yeah.
So my thought is I'll fly another round or two, get a little bit more, few more credits, and then I'll just go ahead and I'll buy the Orion, and then next episode we'll start outfitting it. Because I should have enough to get some basic quality of life stuff on that Orion. What would my trade in? Because I'll be left with about 60,000 plus whatever I have, so 120,000 or so. I mean, I'm not going to go right off and have level 5 shields or anything, but we could play. You know, I think it'll be more fun if we switch ships sooner than later. Is my opinion anyway. But crowd, let us know. Do you want me to go ahead and buy an Orion? Do you want me to stick to the Tarsus until we have the 500,000?
I shall mount your bones.
Oh gosh.
You got 1 vote for Tarsus, 1 vote for a new ship.
Not helpful.
Come on, guys. We need a tiebreaker here.
Serious stuff, guys.
Someone said Tarsus is cute.
It is cute.
So I think it's 2 votes for the Tarsus.
Okay, so stick with the Tarsus until we have our 500,000. So would you like to do a stream on the weekend where we do some more Privateer? We can play the Academy Gauntlet again.
Yeah,
get a new high score.
Maybe. Maybe I'll get a new high score. You'll just knock it right back off the board. But it's fine.
Okay. Didn't make much money that time either.
Pardon my yawn. It's not you, it's me.
I hear that a lot. Oh.
Fawcett asks, better music, P1 or P2?
P1. I love the music. It's my favorite music of any Wing Commander. Is the score to this one. It's so atmospheric and just impressively fun. I love it.
Dump your cargo before you blow, will ya?
Is this Privateer 2?
No, this is Privateer 1. Privateer 2 is that weird one that we saw with the terrible kiss.
Okay.
It's very, very British in the
so
Douglas Adams
that has
sense.
like the live action?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody in chat seems to be in agreement that Privateer...
A clean kill. Should have been a bounty hunter.
William says he loves the themes of the unique bases.
Yeah, each of the unique bases has its own thing, and they sound so much. They sound so awesome with an SC-55. If you have never set up a MIDI emulator, do that. It makes this game just all the much better.
Yeah, you're nailed, pal.
Is that a galaxy that's walking? Yeah, there's a Tarsus. So yeah, Tarsus is
devil.
Tarsus is spawned to fight him.
Tarsus in the wild.
All right, fellow Tarsus, let's do this.
Damn, you're ripping me apart.
Tarsus power.
Cat was excited.
Yeah, you're nailed, pal. Yeah, you're nailed,
Ooh, not
pal.
good, not good at all. Oh dear, I'm dead. I'm surprised with how quickly that happened. Alright, let's take one more run, get a little bit more cash, and close it for the night. Can't end it on a defeat like that.
Julian says that's how fast a privateer run can go sour.
Mm-hmm.
Maintain speed and course for contraband search. No contraband detected. You may proceed.
Yeah, so Privateer 1 here was 1993. Privateer 2 was 1996, and that's how much technology advances in those years.
Wow. What's Righteous Fire?
Righteous Fire is the expansion to Privateer, which will add more stuff to buy for your ships. It'll add a new part of a new story you play through, and we'll be playing it after Privateer is done.
I didn't realize there was an add-on for Privateer.
Yeah.
Not that I know a lot about Privateer.
It's kind of the original DLC. Was back then you would have a mission disc you could buy with more game to it.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia.
Yeah. And your Righteous Fire concerns these guys I'm fighting right now, the Retros, who are a band of religious zealots who hate technology, and so their thing is they're gonna use these ships they have to kill anyone who loves technology. And they're kind of a joke in this initial thing, and you get this whole crazy story.
Your death will honor
why?
my name.
Oh yeah, look up Privateer Righteous Fire and then Gaia, Gaee.
How's it spelled?
Gaea, I believe.
Oh, I think you've shown that to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's great, yeah. It's right up my alley.
So I find myself through no fault of my own dogfighting a Dralthi without missiles. So long, kitty. Head to Annapolis to dock. We should show off let me show off the producer. Let me show off the space station from Star Trek 2 to compare it to this next time. In fact, I'm even going to hit a Control F5 so we have that picture right there.
Now entering an automatic landing zone.
Actually noted that.
Thank you.
Which is good because I didn't. I thought about how I should and didn't.
Let's see what we're at here. So, tanking cannon, constant armor. We're at 82,000. Or probably 80,000 after I get a whole bunch of missiles. Not bad. One more run, maybe?
I mean, my butt really hurts, but sure. I'll take one for the team. I would say that my Amazon Basics office chair is not the most comfortable thing to sit in for 3 hours.
No, I know that feeling. Well, we probably should have called it what I said.
Honor in slaughter.
Let's leave it at that for Privateer for the week. But this weekend, we will absolutely try to do just a fun stream, just more Privateer.
Yes.
And we've already done the cargo base, so let's go straight to our ending. Ah! So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I thought this was pretty cool. I hope Allie does this more.
Yeah. You just have to kick Dundrall out more often. No, I had a good time.
All right, well, it's time for the most important part of the show. Would you like to draw the picture this week?
What am I drawing?
Well, just anything that kind of goes with the theme. See, I just draw a spaceship usually.
Do they have to be a spaceship that... No, you draw the thing.
Okay, I'll draw the thing.
It's too much pressure.
Alright, I'm going to draw the Dralty that killed me.
Okay. Very sad.
So next week we have book club. Back to book club. Reading chapters, I believe, 8 and 9 of Fleet Action. And we'd love to have anybody out there who wants to talk Fleet Action join in on Discord. Just join the chat channel during the show, and we'll talk Fleet Action.
Joe Garrity showed up just at the end.
Oh, hey, Joe! Haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing?
Getting real artsy there.
Well, you know me. I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
There's our Dralty.
Beautiful.
I'm going to sign that guy. And you must sign it also. All right. One more for the record books. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Here's Clyde.
Hi, I'm Dr. Clyde Burrows from the Omnicron Institute. Those tachyon cannons sure made short work of space pirates, but are tachyons just sci-fi gobbledygook? Maybe, but maybe not. The term was invented in 1967 to define theoretical particles that could travel faster than light. In theory, tachyons are an essential ingredient of communication and faster-than-light travel, both of which would be necessary to travel and colonize space. Unfortunately, at present, no research has been able to measure tachyons, and they're fundamentally incompatible with several understandings of our physical universe. But many scientists do believe that they, or something like them, might exist just outside the reach of our current understanding. See you on the next exciting episode of All Wings Considered.